Hi, I'm CJ Altmerg with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. We appreciate you tuning in this morning. This morning what we're going to do is we're going to go through a Cimarron 3-horse bumper pull that just showed up. And about over the last 12 months, the 3-horse bumper pulls have been extremely popular. The reasoning why is because you can pull it with a half-ton pickup, you can pull it with an SUV. You have that capability. Some people actually have a motorhome or a Sprinter, something along those lines that they want to tow a trailer behind, and maybe not just a 2-horse. Maybe they want to go to that 3. And sometimes what they want to do is maybe they only want to haul 2-head, but they want to use that first stall as extra storage for them as you're going to travel, and also have the capability to haul 3-head. But this trailer right here, again, it just arrived. It is a 2021 Cimarron Norstar 3-horse bumper pull. We try to keep a couple different versions of this. So as we're going through this trailer, you know, this trailer here is 7'1" tall, 18.5 foot long, and it's 6'10" wide. But we'll kind of go through this trailer and I'll kind of point out maybe some things on the other one that we have on order, some differences in the two trailers. As far as those dimensions, they're the same. But what we're doing is we're actually doing a couple different tack setups on this trailer. But this one right here is going to have a front tack room. We like to actually go ahead and add a little bit of length to this tack room so we can put this door on the side of the trailer and not on the nose. It just gives you a lot more floor space, a lot more storage in these tack rooms when we do that. And then we put you a nice 42-inch wide tack door over the standard 36 inches. But we just feel like if you are taking additional items with you, big totes, anything like that, it's so much easier getting through these wider doors rather than the standard narrower doors. Now this one here has a removable post. It has a 3-tier saddle rack. We put 3 blanket poles on here. The other cool thing about this setup that Cimarron does here is these are all adjustable. So it's not like you're just completely set with the way that this is right here in this gap. I can close these gaps up here on these blanket poles if I want. I can rearrange this. Some people like to go with the actual pad itself with a blanket pole underneath it and stagger them that way. But that is the nice thing, is we can just loosen these nuts up, slide it up and down, slide them out the top if we want, and kind of rearrange it and set it up how you want it. Again, this is removable, so when we get to the back tack room, I'll show you what we're talking about there. But in here we've got some nice big hooks for you. Those are aluminum that are powder coated. Some people get the misconception of those are plastic hooks, and they are not. Those are aluminum, so they are good and stout. This is a new design they came out with. Got a little bit more depth to them and definitely a lot more height to these hooks, so you can get a lot of stuff on those hooks itself and not have to worry about them coming off. You've got your standard spare tire. What a lot of times we see is we see the spare tire over here on this wall, and we actually try to, when we're ordering our trailers, try to get this closer to the tack door. And the main reason why is if this thing is full of stuff and you have to get to the spare tire, well, you've got to remove all this stuff to get to it over here on this wall. So we actually like to locate it a little bit closer to the door, just for easier access there. You've got an LED light in here, and actually behind this door, kind of over in the corner against the partition wall, you'll notice those hooks on the wall. And the reason why is we ordered this trailer with a corner water tank. They are on back order right now, but we should be getting some shipments in here very soon. Cimarron will toss it on a trailer as far as inventory coming to us, and when we get it in here, we'll install that corner water tank for you. So it's a corner 25-gallon on a stand. It's gravity fed. It's really nice to have on these trailers. We really like to option those on our trailers because it's so popular having people add that on after the fact, but we try to go ahead and do it when we're ordering the trailers itself. And I want you to notice too, is we gave you that step. So it's a fold-up step and a gas shock. But that is so nice to transition into that tack room, especially when you're carrying items in and out of this trailer. You know, everything's got LED lighting. Our marker lights, our load lights, we did a 16-inch awning light on each side of this trailer, and then we did an 8-inch on the back for load lights. LED marker lights, LED all the way around. You know, it's not as big of a power draw, it puts out a lot of light. That has become standard on everything. Speaking of standard, you get aluminum wheels that are standard on these Cimarrons. That's not an upgrade. Every one of them comes with it. And you'll notice the green tabs. These are nitrogen filled tires, so we're not going to have major fluctuations in PSI levels causing blowouts. They're going to run cooler, so we, again, not having blowouts. The vendor that Cimarron uses, if you puncture this tire with a nail, a screw, you have a blowout. If you catch one of those nails or something like that and it can't be patched, or you have that blowout, you take some pictures of codes, you sit it in the Lion's Head, they send you a new tire within a couple days. So they really stand behind the product. No questions asked, 1-year warranty on these tires. Then you also, they're balanced as well. And then you have a lifetime warranty on the wheels themselves as well. So they stand behind the product there. We did two 200 pound axles on this trailer. We kind of we like to make that jump. And the main reason why is when we go to the 52s, we can get you 16-inch wheels, which we kind of prefer on some of these trailers. We understand that on some of the smaller ones, a 15 inches is adequate, but on these we typically like to jump you up to a 16 if we can, and that's what this one does. So that we always talk about the Cimarron difference, and one of the things that we always like to mention is these fenders right here, these are bolt-on, these are not weld-on. So if you do have an issue to where you had a blowout and it tears this up, you know, this could be easily replaced. It's not as much labor and expense to cut the weld fender off, re-weld the new one on. Again, this is bolt-on, so it is a quicker job from that standpoint. So, you know, not spending as much money on those type of items if you do run into those now and then. So like I mentioned, we've got another one on order. This one here has the folding rear tack, which I've got it fold up against the wall right now. I'll get it pulled out here in a second. But the one we have on order does not have this. It has a swing out saddle rack. So that saddle rack post is actually going to live up in that front tack room door. In this trailer, I can move it between these two locations. And then this is all open here. But as you can see, when you fold that folding tack, rear tack down, I mean, it actually does not protrude too far out into this stall area. So you actually have a pretty good and wide rear stall here. Maybe you want to use this to haul some toys. If you want to completely remove this, there's a couple pins. You and a friend can, just because of the size of it, it's just awkward. Two of you can pick it up and set it out. And then you can reinstall it very, very easily. But the way we have it set up right now is, again, we have that post up front. As you can see how easy it is to just open this up. So maybe now you just want to use this for some additional storage on this trailer. You know, throw some muck buckets in there, some hay, shavings, feed, maybe miscellaneous items like that you know you're traveling with as well. But it can get in there and it's secure, it's away from the horses, you know, keeping everybody nice and safe. Here in the stall area, solid dividers, stud divider at number 1. So like I mentioned, if you know, some customers only will haul 2 head majority of the time, but want the capability to haul 3, but also use this first stall as storage. We really like the stud divider because items won't get underneath horses in transit, keeping everybody, again, nice and safe. You're driving, you don't know what's going on, you know, you're not having to worry about those items getting underneath there, and then you can access it from the escape door even when you have horses loaded. So when we get in here to the stall area, what we've got is we've got big bus windows on the hip wall. A lot of airflow through here. I'll show you the drop windows when we get to the outside of this trailer. Above them are nice 3 LED lights. Those are standard on these new Cimarrons. They're on a light switch. So again, I can just turn on the stall area. I can just turn on passenger load light, just driver side load light, just the rear load light. So everything is on its own switch. So you can really isolate where you want the lighting, or man, you can light this whole thing up if you're unloading at dark or loading at dark. It's really nice to have all that light coverage there. You know, Cimarron does a good job running this kick mat really high, right up above, just below, excuse me, these bus windows. Flush wall mount, slam latches for the dividers. Again, this is a cast aluminum piece that's powder coated. So again, kind of, you know, nice and stout, heavy duty UHMW paddle latch, no metal to metal contact, creating a lot of rattle, making a lot of noise as we're going down the road for the horses. And then as you get to the very top, you've got roof vents in here. You got 3 of them. They're two-way, open and close, forward and back. But you also have the standard aluminum, the standard insulated roof on every single one of these Cimarrons. And that is so key, because if you're comparing it against aluminum sheeted roofs, which majority of the trailers out there in the industry have, this trailer right here will keep your stall area about 20% cooler than those in the heat, so keeping your animals a lot cooler. The other thing is hail. Hopefully, but the last couple of years, hopefully this summer is not the case, but we usually end up having a hail sale towards the end of the summer because we've had some hail here and it dings up some roofs. But not on the Cimarrons. The Cimarrons take that hail. You know, it's really stout. You can get up on there. I mean, I can walk on these roofs and I won't dent it. So it's really, really quiet. It's really, you know, so much cooler than the aluminum roofs. And again, it'll take some serious just force to that roof itself. Now, before we leave here, these are 60/40 rear doors. So again, the 40% is over here against that folding rear tack, and a little bit wider door to load and unload. Those are independent, so you can open one ahead of the other. You don't have to be in a certain sequence. Some people want to haul some toys, or their horses prefer ramps. Well, we can add a rear ramp to this trailer. You just remove the rubber bumper and it attaches to that back there and folds up over the rear doors. So there's a lot of things on these trailers we can do after the fact. You want a hay rack added, we can do that. You want to put pads on those dividers, we can do that. You want to change out the manual hand crank jack for an electric or a hydraulic, we can do that as well. So just because this is the way the trailer sits, there's a couple little things you want to tweak to make it exactly how you want it. We can typically do that here through our parts and service department. I mentioned airflow and I mentioned these drop windows. You can see the mass of these openings that Cimarron creates for you. Just so much airflow, keeping those animals nice and cool. And then they top it off with these huge framed drop windows. I mean, this is all framework around here. So these windows have more expense in getting them this way, but these are going to hold up so well over time. They just do such a good job on the craftsmanship of these. You know, welded hinges with grease certs. They close really well. They have a nice tight seal. You don't have to worry about water leaking in there, especially since they added the drip rail above the windows. That's standard now. You'll notice on those drip rails, a lot of companies will actually go in, they'll build the frame of the window, and then they'll take a piece of drip rail and they'll weld it on over the top of that extrusion. Cimarron has actually built that extrusion. That is a single piece right there. So they have that specifically for above the windows. So again, they have a lot of different extrusions. They own the cast to the dies to all the aluminum and all the extrusions on this trailer that we're looking at right here. So really, really innovative that they've actually gone and done that into the extrusion itself. And there's a good look at that escape door at stall number 1. Like I was mentioning, there is a drop window in that door as well. Some manufacturers will actually just go ahead and put a window in it, a bus window, so you don't get near as much airflow through stall number 1, to where this is an actual drop window, so you can drop that down and get more airflow in that trailer itself. So again, these 3 horses have been so popular. They usually have not been sticking around long. We've actually had some customers call and say, what do you got on order? Can I make some changes to it? They make a couple little tweaks and they get it in as soon as it comes off the line. So we've got some stuff. Again, we've got another one on order, but this one is here today. If you're interested in it, it is stock number 5N201269. Again, it's a 2021 Cimarron Norstar 3-horse bumper pull. So again, give us a shout. Anybody on the sales team can help you out with this trailer or anything else we have, or potentially building you something. So give us a call, 303-684-3400. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good day.